by the board secretary, flag salute. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Open Public Meetings Act, New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies, in which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Board of Education has closed notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Augusta, Branchville, and Sussex post offices, and notice sent to the New Jersey Herald, the Star Ledger, and clerk of the boroughs of Branchville and Sussex, townships of Frankfurt, Lafayette, and Wantage. Mission statement: High Point Regional High School, in partnership with staff, family, and community, is dedicated to the quest for individual excellence. By fostering high standards of achievement, we prepare students to become responsible and productive members of a diverse society. The final election results from November. Frankfurt, Dr. Graza; Wantage, Dr. Kehoe; Wantage, Ms. Smith; Wantage, Mr. Arnold; and Lafayette, Ms. Nugent. I will administer the oath of office, and I will just ask the 5 elected board members to stand up. In front of you should be an oath. And it will be easiest if everyone reads it together. So if anyone wants to start, and everybody can jump in.
I, William Kehoe, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. I, William Kehoe, do solemnly swear that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law for the office of member of the Board of Education, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of that office according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Thank you. If everyone will sign both of those and return them to me, I will sign them and give you one copy back.
Oh, that's the.
You only need one of these, the ethics thing?
What's
Yes,
on?
yes, the oath, the ethics, I only need one copy. If
Okay.
you want to sign one
Yeah.
and return that, we'll go over that
Okay,
during the meeting.
right, gotcha.
The election of officers, I will preside over the election of board president. Let me read for you the procedures from the bylaws. They're similar to what Kathy Howell talked about when we had training. It's just one paragraph. Any member may place a member's name in nomination. A second is not required. Election for each office will be conducted by a vote when the nominations for that office are closed. The candidate receiving a majority of the members of the board present and constituting a quorum. Voting shall take place by verbal roll call after nominations are closed. When more than one person has been nominated, the board will vote on candidates in the order in which they were nominated. In the event no candidate receives a majority vote of the members, the procedure shall continue until someone receives a majority vote. So let me take nominations for president. Does anyone have a nomination for president?
Nominate William Kehoe.
I nominate Wayne Dunn.
I'm going to, thank you.
Victor, thanks.
I'm going to decline that nomination.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? If there are none, then I declare the nominations closed. I will take a roll call for president. Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Eckler.
Yes.
Dr. Carrazza.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Dr. Kehoe.
Abstain.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Dona.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Kehoe, you are now the board president. And we can go through the same process for vice president. Okay, all set, you can do that.
Okay. And do we have any nominations for vice president?
Nominate Gail Tadona.
Do we have any other nominations? Seeing no other nominations?
Nominations are closed. Okay, the nominations are closed. I will now take a vote for Ms. Nadona for vice president. Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe.
Yes.
Dr. Carrazza.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Dr. Kehoe.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Abstain.
Congratulations.
And what's the vote?
The vote is 8 yes and 1 abstention on president, and 8 yes and 1 abstention on vice president.
Seeing that she received enough adequate votes, I'll declare that Gail Tadona is the vice president of the board.
Congrats, you two.
At this point in time, do we have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing no opposed, we're going to move into executive session.
Usually not.
Okay, do we have a motion to return to public session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing nobody opposed, we'll move back to public session. Public comments, agenda items only. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, we will open the public comments for agenda items at this time. Each speaker should state his or her name and address. You will have 3 minutes to address the board, which will be timed by the board president or designee. We will limit this section to no longer than 45 minutes. Please be respectful and mindful that your comments are being recorded. Any public comments? Seeing no public comments, we're going to move to appointments. At this point, I'd like to pass 1 through 6. Number 1, it is recommended that the board appoint Michelle Lastarza as treasurer of the school monies of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. It is recommended the board appoint James Minkowitz as secretary of the Board of Education effective January 1st, 2020, retroactive to January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. The second one, it is recommended the board appoint Michelle Lastarza as treasurer of the school monies, retroactive to January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. 3, it is recommended the board appoints Seamus Campbell as affirmative action chair and J. Gibson Carter serving as affirmative action officer, retroactive January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. 4, it is recommended that the board appoints J. Gibson Carter as a 504 coordinator and issuing officer for working papers, effective January 1st, 2020, retroactive January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. 5, it is recommended that the board appoints James Rice as homeless liaison and HIB specialist, retroactive January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. And 6, it is recommended that the board appoints Seamus Campbell as HIB coordinator, retroactive January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. I need a motion for those 6.
Motion.
Second.
Do we have any comments? Seeing no comments, please have a roll call.
Mr. Ankland.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Dr. Kraza.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Tadona.
Yes.
Dr. Keel.
Yes. Number 7, we need an appointment as delegate for the New Jersey School Board Association. Do we have anybody who would like to be the delegate to the School Board Association?
I believe, Dr. Keel, you were last.
I was last, I was just seeing if anybody else would like to be.
Is it a lot of fun?
That's, driving down, they meet it Friday nights in Trenton.
Oh,
So if anybody wants it, Friday night,
that
Trenton,
just sealed the deal for me.
it's a hit town. I will appoint myself, recommend you for the delegate to the School Board Association. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
Thank you.
Roll call?
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Dr. Kraza.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Tadona.
Yes.
Mr. Ankland.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Dr. Keel.
Abstain. I'm going to move 8, 9, 10, and 11 after we get individuals determine interest in the positions. We need an alternate delegate for the New Jersey School Board Association. Do we have any volunteers for us?
I'll do it unless somebody really wants to do it. If I have to go, I can go somewhere else.
And do we have anybody who would wish to be appointed as the delegate to the Sussex County School Boards Association?
I'd like to continue serving there.
And 10, anybody who'd like to be alternate delegate to the Sussex County School Board Association?
I'll do it if nobody else.
Ms. Smith?
I have no idea what it entails, but why not?
And for the Sussex County Educational Services Commission?
I'll continue to do that, just as long as everybody understands that we're no longer members such that we have somebody that sits on their board of directors. But we are, what are we, members, like we pay dues so that we can use their services. So I have to go twice a year. I have to go to the budget meeting and the reorg meeting.
But having formerly fulfilled our obligation to have a city member, that was you.
That was
We are no
me.
longer required to do so to fulfill that obligation.
Thank you.
Apologize. All right. I'm then going to read the 4 items and seek a motion on them. First one, it is recommended that the board appoint Gail Tadona as alternate delegate to the New Jersey School Board Association. Number 9, it is recommended that the board appoint Wayne Dunn as the delegate to the Sussex County School Boards Association. Number 10, it is recommended that the board appoint Leanne Smith as the alternate delegate to the Sussex County School Board Association. And number 11, it is recommended that the board appoint Debbie Anderson, representative to the Sussex County Educational Services Commission. Do we have a motion for that, those 4 items?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Seeing no comments, roll call please.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Dr. Kraza.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Tadona.
Yes.
Mr. Ankland.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Dr. Keel.
Yes. Number 12, it is recommended that the board declares its committee structure as follows: Finance and Insurance, Buildings, Grounds, Transportation and Athletics, Negotiations, Personnel and Policies, Security, IT and Health Curriculum, Public Relations as needed, Long-Term Planning as needed. We have a motion for that?
Motion.
Second.
Do we have any comments? Seeing no comments, roll call please.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Kraza?
Yes.
Ms. Nugent?
Yes.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Dr. Keel?
Yes. Number 13, I'm not going to read it, but it's the listing of the public meeting, boards of the Public Meeting Act for our meetings for the 2020. It also indicates when we will have training, 3 of the days, there'll be a 4th added at a later point in time. Do I have a motion to move this item?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Seeing no comments, roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Kraza?
Yes.
Ms. Nugent?
Yes.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Dr. Keel?
Yes. Number 14 is recommended that the board approves the Code of Ethics for School Board, Robert's Rules of Order, which we all now extremely familiar with, and the parliamentary procedures for all meetings as follows. Code of Ethics for School Board Members. I believe we just reviewed this. I'm not going to read it at this point in time, unless, of course, somebody during discussion would prefer. Do I have a motion to move the ethics?
Motion.
Second.
Any comments?
Can I ask everyone to sign it, one copy, and return it to me? You each have 2 copies of that.
If each will sign it, forward it down, we'll make sure we have it.
Thank you.
Everybody has signed the ethics? Mr. Inquist, can you confirm that you've received all of your...
Oh, yes, right. He gave me, because he was, he was leaving. Got them all.
You have them all?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Having received all the, no other comments? Seeing no comments, roll call.
Ms. Nugent?
Yes.
Mr. Donner?
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Dr. Keel?
Yes. 15 is recommended the board designate the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger as official newspapers. I'm going to pass 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 together. It is recommended the board designate the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger as the official newspapers. 16, it is recommended the board designate SB1 as the official depository. It is recommended that the board approve the principal's petty cash fund for $500 and the superintendent's petty cash fund for $150. Individual awards eligible for reimbursement may not exceed $75 per receipt. Sales tax will not be approved for reimbursement. 18, it is recommended the board approves the fee schedule for photocopies as follows. Letter or smaller, 5 cents per page. Legal or larger, 7 cents per page. Electronic, no charge. CD, DVD, actual cost. Delivery, postage, service fees, additional based on delivery time. 19, it is recommended the board approves $3 transcript fee for alumni. Number 20, it is recommended the board approve the following list of board accounts. High Point Regional High School School Store, 2 signatures. General fund, 3 signatures. Agency account, 1 signature. Cafeteria fund, 2 signatures. Athletic account, 2 signatures. Health school, 2 signatures. Salary account, net pay, 1 signature. SUI account, 1 signature. Petty cash, 2 signatures. Student activities, 2 signatures. Scholarship clearing, 2. And construction amount, 2. Can I have a motion to move those items?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions? Comments? Seeing no questions or comments, we have roll call for 15 through 20.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Ms. Sedona.
Yes.
Mr. Ankleff.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Dr. Kehoe.
Yes. Let's see. I'm going to do 21, move 21 through 28 together. 21 is recommended the board authorizes school business administrator, board secretary as follows for the list of activities. 22 is recommended that the board authorizes school business administrator, board secretary, in consultation agreement with the superintendent, process line item transfers in compliance with required approvals for statute 1701, administrative code 3680, between board meetings through December 31st, 2020. 23 is recommended the board approves the bylaws, policies, and regulations printed and codified in the comprehensive document entitled Bylaws and Policies of High Point Regional High School Board of Education. 24, it is recommended that the board recognize the following bargaining units and contractual agreements: High Point Educational Association, High Point Administrators Association. 25, it is recommended the board authorize the board president or designate act as board secretary when appropriate. 26, it is recommended the board authorizes the use of the signature stamp for board president, treasurer, and board secretary. 27, it is recommended the board approves the appropriate bonding of the school business administrator for $290,000 and the treasurer of school monies $290,000 as required by statute. It is recommended the board of 28, it is recommended the board approve the following resolution for School Alliance Fund Commissioner effective retroactive January 1st, 2020 with December 31st, 2020. And that is, whereas the High Point Regional High School Board of Education, here to refer to as educational facility, is a member of the School Alliance Insurance Fund, whereas the School Alliance Fund requires a fund commissioner to be appointed for each educational facility. Be it resolved, the High Point Regional High School Board of Education appoints a business administrator, board secretary as the fund commissioner. Be it further resolved that the Educational Facilities Fund Commissioner is authorized and directed to execute such documents as are required by the fund's bylaws. Do I have a motion to move 21 through 28?
Move.
Second.
Second. Any questions? Comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Sedona.
Yes.
Mr. Ankleff.
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Nugent.
Yes.
Dr. Kehoe.
Yes. 29 is recommended the board approve the following resolution authorizing contracts with approved state contract vendors for boards of education pursuant to New Jersey statute annotated 18A:18A-1-10A, effect retroactive January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020 school year, as follows. Whereas High Point Regional High School Board of Education pursuant to the statutes listed may by resolution and without advertising for bids purchase any goods or services under the state of New Jersey cooperative purchasing program for any state contracts entered into on behalf of the state by the Division of Purchase and Property in the Department of Treasury. And whereas the High Point Regional High School Board of Education has a need on a timely basis to purchase goods or services utilizing state contracts. And whereas the High Point Regional High School Board of Education intends to enter into contracts with referenced state contract vendors through this resolution and properly execute contracts, which shall be subject to all the conditions applicable to the current state contracts. Now, therefore, be resolved that the High Point Regional High School Board of Education school business administrator shall certify to the availability of sufficient funds prior to the expenditure of funds for such goods and services, and be further resolved that the duration of the contracts be that between Highbury Regional High School Board of Education and the reference state contract vendor shall be retroactive January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. Do I have a motion to move this item?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing no questions or comments, roll call please.
Mr. Ankliff,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Nugent,
Yes.
Mr. Donna,
Yes.
Dr. Keel.
Yes. Public comments? See nobody in the public other than Seamus, and he's not going to get a chance. We'll go public comments. Other business. We have a resolution here regarding the filing an open request. Other business number 1. I'm not going to read the resolution. Hopefully everybody has read it. And I'd like to know if we have a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I think it's just worth maybe noting that this, just for anyone that may pick up and watch the video of tonight's meeting, that this is not something that is normally part of a reorg agenda. However, this is something that we, well, I'll speak for myself as part of the board, feel is very important to do something about the situation of school funding. We have relied upon our elected officials in government to attempt to provide some solution for this, and it has not been forthcoming. So this is an attempt for school boards to try to evoke some progress and to get some information that has not been forthcoming or provided from the state heretofore.
As it says, concerning the calculation and allocation of state aid, that's what that's about. Again, for posterity, I'm saying it out
Right.
loud.
No, and I agree, and I'm sorry you gave it short shrift, because
that's okay.
it is very important. We've been, have lost substantial state aid. They've hidden the calculations on how they divide the state aid, and it's changed drastically over the past couple of years. And this is our effort to participate in determining how they allocated the state aid, why we had substantial cuts, and whether the actions were arbitrary by the state. So thank you, Wayne. Any other comments or questions? Seeing no comments or questions, we have a roll.
Mr. Arnold,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Nugent,
Yes.
Mr. Donna,
Yes.
Mr. Ankliff.
Yes.
Dr. Keel.
Yes.
Can I, since this is still other business,
Sure.
with the other business, just so that Mr. Arnold, we're going through board certification and everything, and one of the things we're doing is looking over our bylaws and policy, right? Oh, I'll shut up then. Never mind, he's gonna cover it, never mind. It's coming up. Never mind, he'll explain it better than I will. So,
I appreciate it anyway.
Where is it?
exactly, he just added to it.
Oh, it wasn't there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
now there.
That's right.
Okay.
Personnel, it is recommended by the superintendent that the board approves Ms. Laura Kraus for the position of teacher of technology education for the remainder of 2019-2020 school year, effective upon release from her current employer, at the prorated salary of $99,419. Step 11, MA plus 30, in accordance with the current collective bargaining agreement. And I have a motion on that.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? This is a person that we need because we're refilling a position of somebody who's left, right?
Yes, in December, we approved the resignation of one of our exceptional technology education teachers who's moving on. family, and we need to fulfill the position, and that's why we're hiring the position.
But I think it's important to maintain the technology education program that we have here.
Award winning.
Award winning.
Absolutely. And we have a roll call.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Nugent?
Yes.
Ms. Dona?
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Dr. Keel?
Yes. It is recommended by the superintendent that the board approves Garrett Fenlon as a substitute teacher for the remainder of 2019-2020 school year, pending receipt of all necessary paperwork. So I'm going to do 2 and 3 together. And 3, it is recommended by the superintendent that the board approves Catherine Westerfield as a long-term substitute nurse effective on or about January 13, 2020, for approximately 12 weeks or until such time as our permanent employee is cleared to return.
So
Do I have
moved.
a motion? Second?
Second.
Any comments on 2 or 3? Seeing no comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Nugent?
Yes.
Mr. Dona?
Yes.
Mr. Ancliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Dr. Keel?
Yes. One other thing that I want to bring up at this point for other matters, we have the board objective, we've done the board objective except for reviewing the bylaws and getting the comments into the policies committee, getting comments in. We're trying to finalize it by February. We were going to finalize it in January, but we wanted to give our new member a chance to do it. If you can go online, then there's the bylaws there. Take some time to review it when you have the opportunity, and if you have questions, comments, or recommendations on changes, submit them in to either Dr. Ripley or Mr. Binkowitz, and they'll gather them together for our review of the policy. And everybody else, if you have not done it, if you could do it as soon as possible. We'll try to accept everything by the end of February. Okay? With all items being addressed, is there any other business that anybody needs to address? Seeing no other business, does anybody want to make a motion to adjourn so we can have dinner?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing no opposition, unanimously adjourned. Thank you.
Notification there by the